Hi, middle school mathematicians. Welcome to Mr. Woods Teaches. Today we're going to be talking about the product rule and the quotient rule. I'll get to the quotient rule here in a second. Right now we're going to focus on the product rule. If you notice here we have A, which is the base, and M is the exponent, times, that dot means times now. The base is the same as the first one. And we have A to the n, the power of n. And that equals to that same base, and we have M plus n. That's the product rule for exponents. Let's take a look at an example. So for example, if I have -2 cubed times -2 to the fourth power, and that's going to equal to, keeping that base, so I have -2, and I have my m, that's going to be 3 plus 4. So when I do that, I'm like, well, wait a minute, that's going to be equal to -2 to the 7th, because I added that. And if I multiply it out, I know that this is going to be a negative number because the exponent is odd. So let's take a look. -2 times -2 times -2 times -2 times -2 times -2 and -2 again times -2. Woo! That's a lot of, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this here is going to be 4, and I multiply it by that times -2, and that's going to give me -8. I bring this -2 down times -2, and that's going to give me 16, because a -8 times -2 is going to be 16. So let's see here, and then, so I've gotten all these here. I want to do 16 times -2. That's going to be equal to -32. And then I have -32 times, cross that out, this -2 here, times -2. And that's going to equal to 64. And then I have 64 times -2. And that's going to give me a product of -128. There you go. I just gave you an example for the product rule. All right, everybody. Let's take a look at the quotient rule. It's very similar because I have this base divided by this base, okay? And I have an exponent here that's different than this one here, and it equals that same base, but I subtract the exponents. The first one is subtracted by the second one. Let's take a look at something where we're looking at this where it's division and such, but it's not lined up like this. So for example, if I did 3 to the 7th over 3 squared, this is the same, that is equal to 3 to the 7th divided by 3 squared. And we know, since the bases are the same, I'm going to write down the base here as 3. And I have 7 here first, and then 2 second, so it's going to be 7 minus 2, and that is equal to 3 to the 5th. Easy peasy. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3s. 3 times 3 is 9. Bring down this 3 here again. There's times 3 is equal to 27. 27 times 3. We can do this two parts. 20 times 3 is 60. Okay, that's equal to 60. Plus 3 times 7 is 21. That's equal to 81. Okay, so I have 81 times 3 again. There we go. And that's going to equal to, again, I can say 3 times 8 are 80. So 80 times 3 is equal to 240. And then I have 1 times 3. 1 times 3 is equal to 3. So that's going to equal to 243. Boom, we're done. Go to Amazon, type in My Math Notes, find My Math Notes for Middle School. Purchase the book. Help a child gain confidence.